This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Barry Jones, it's not a fight night without you being here. Lee Wood's gone and done it.
Yeah, and well, more than that, he did it in impressive fashion. Let's be honest, he was fantastic. I did the radio commentary with Ann Crawler, and the word that we both come up with was discipline. I think he was so focused, he didn't make a mistake, and that's difficult. To keep that mental concentration, throughout the 12-round fight against a dangerous puncher, it physically drains you. I do also have to say that Lara looked awful as well. But let's just give all the credit to Lee Wood. He boxed really well. The jab was good, the feet were good in out of distance. He didn't get drunk on any success he had. He didn't get carried away with it. Did everything right. And yeah, and I thought he was fantastic.
Was it Lee Wood's discipline that won him this fight, do you think, Barry, or do you think there was an issue with Lara's weight? Because there was a huge controversy up until this fight started.
I thought Lara looked lethargic, which is usually a sign of not making weight right. Yeah. But he never made the weight at all, of course. But I mean, sometimes, I've weighed 9 stone millions of times boxing, and how you make it depends how you perform. Sometimes you can make the weight if you cut the weight quick, you can be lethargic, and I think that was the case there. But still, the jab from Lee Wood was fantastic, and the right hand to the temple of Lara hurt him early. Though Lara had success early as well, he tried to try and go for it a little bit, but after maybe round 5 on, it was literally such a one-sided fight. It really was.
Lee Wood, Josh Warrington, is that a fight you'd like to see next?
I think that's the only fight he needs. Boxing Lopez, another dangerous Mexican, he's ticked that box now. He'll fight whoever he has to fight, of course. But I mean, the boxing, I say this all the time, every boxer who's a massive football fan, you always want to box in your home city, in your home football club's ground. For me, it was Ninian Park. It's no longer there for Cardiff City. I always dreamed of boxing there. And for the city ground, and to have that power now and be the A side, and be able to get Warrington out of Leeds to come to Nottingham, shows you've made it. And also financially, it's the biggest fight for him, you would think, and it'd be a great way to sign off, win or lose. And you'd have to make him a big favourite now, to be honest. It'd be a great way to sign off.
I know you're dashing, Barry. Can I throw a couple of quick ones at you? Tyson Fury tonight. Yeah, I know. Are we bored with that? Is Tyson Fury telling little fibs, or do you think there's genuinely something in this time?
Tyson's a genius at keeping himself relevant, and he's got to give him credit for that. The man's a maverick for it. As much as he's a maverick in the ring, and he's brilliant in the ring, by the way, I'm a fan of his work in the ring. Outside stuff, I'm not so much of a fan of, because it's just always talk. Like this week, he's overshadowed what's a great night of boxing. 3 great fights. They should all be the same night, but 3 great fights, and he's overshadowed it by his talk. He's very, very clever. Genius, almost. If the fight happens, great. But until it's signed, genuinely signed, and we're like Spencer Crawford now is, which is probably your next one, then let's get excited. Until then, let's just park it up.
Who wins out of Spencer Crawford?
The hard one. I fancy Crawford because I think he got more ways to win than Spence. But I wouldn't be shocked because Spence is a great body puncher. And I think up close he might get and he's naturally bigger, he might have the advantage. But I'm not sure how good he is since that crash. I'm not quite sure yet. So I think but the inactivity of both of them is for 2 great fighters is disgusting, by the way. They should have been well more active in their careers. But I would say I edge towards Crawford. Yeah.
As you say, there was 2 of the big cards on tonight. Before we talk about those results, can I ask what you thought of having 3 big cards on a night like that? Because there was a clash eventually.
Yeah, I would say, especially for I do some work for the Zone, so I don't want to say anything too bad about the Zone. They probably seem the only broadcaster which could have changed theirs. I think with bigger broadcasters, that multi-sports broadcasters, the Zone is that, but not quite so much in the UK. Multi-sports broadcasters have their dates given to them, and boxing, bear in mind, is not a massive sport. Yeah. It's not an A-side sport.
It's to us.
Yeah, no, but it's not. It's still, so they'll be given dates and have to run with that. Some dates can be moved slightly, but mainly that's the dates of the dates. So Sky are the biggest platform, so they don't have to move their dates. Yeah. BT, try to move their dates, try to move the time a little bit in the fight, but still ultimately they're given dates by the broadcaster. This is what you've got. Work with it. And maybe that's the same for the Zone. I don't know, but either way, it's unfortunate. And also, it's down to venues and all those things play a factor. But if they can work with each other, it don't help anybody. Even though Sky will get the most viewers because they're the biggest platform, there's still views been taken away. Because this was potentially the best fight of the night, potentially the best card was certainly the Belfast card, for strength and depth, and and maybe the interest, because Sky got the bigger interest with an all British world title fight. They had a little bit of an intrigue there, so they're all taken away from each other.
Last one, your thoughts on Conlan got a pretty heavy knockout, or got knocked out, sorry, in the 5th round. Bilham Smith beat Lawrence Okoli in what's turning out to be quite a controversial fight. Just your quick thoughts on that, Barry?
Yeah, well, I picked Conlan to win by points, got that wrong, and I picked Okoli to win by stoppage, I got that wrong. I also picked Lara to knock out Wood. So I'm
going to pile on Spence now.
Well, I'm sort of, I would. I also picked Canelo to beat Bivol, so there's a pattern here. But listen, I knew Bilham Smith would commit, and he knew he had to get close and land over the top with a big right hand. I thought that, but I thought his willingness to do that, and we've seen it hurt before. If Okoli can hit him and hurt him, he wouldn't recover. That's what I thought. I know, but I did also say, we did a podcast recently, and I did also say that we haven't seen Okoli hit yet with a big shot. How he reacts, I don't know. And we sort of found out tonight by all accounts. 3 times, yeah. Yeah, so he didn't handle it very well. But I still thought he'd be able to land on Bilham Smith enough to hurt him, and then when he hurt him, he'd get him out of there. Listen, you've got to be happy for Bilham Smith in his home ground. Another guy who no one really thought he was going to be where he ended up. Yeah. Just grit, determination, application to his craft, and he's now a new world champion. Over the moon.
This sport never fails to amaze us, Barry, does it?
It doesn't. And Michael Conlan, a sublime boxer, one of the most naturally talented boxers we've had in the UK and Ireland for many a year, and he might never win a world title. It's crazy, isn't it? And I'm walking around a world champion, and I haven't got 10% of the ability he has. It's just all luck at the end of the day. And I thought he would just dance a merry tune around Lopez, but by the sounds of it, he not only got knocked out, he was getting beaten on points anyway, by what I've been told. I'll watch it myself to give my assessment on that. But yeah, so you listen. Boxing is the most unpredictable sport, and that's why we love it, and that's why it frustrates us. But either way, it makes us want to come back and watch more.
Good. Last one, Barry. When will we see you again?
I said, well, I'm a gun for hire. I'm a gun for hire. You can hire me. Anyone can hire me. I do parties, anything. I'll juggle for you. Whatever. I'll make your bed. I don't care.
Barry, you're a gentleman. I always appreciate you coming over and giving us 5 minutes of your time, mate. Safe journey home, fella.